absolutely not a joke. Yet so many Americans are running headlong into an utter collapse of their own personal finances, and they have no idea. And I'm going to explain something. I'm about to show you a chart. I'm going to share with you three stories. This is happening exactly like I told people it would right before the election, and the election will turn and the economy will turn with it. A while back, a year ago, I did a story covering the fact that within a 100-day period, the government had printed $1 trillion. That was the Biden administration's way of hiding the truth about the economy, and they have been bandaging things. And I said that there is a day where we are going to see a mini hyperinflation, and at that point we will be printing $1 trillion a month. And that is when you know we are at endgame, when the financial press puts this out and everybody loses their mind and moves into inflation hedges, Bitcoin, gold, silver, things like that. Okay, now we are already seeing those prices rise pretty exponentially, but you haven't seen anything yet. And I've been trying to prepare everyone for that moment, because the one thing that's not going to go up along with this is real estate. I know that sounds crazy, but it is true, because people are going to care more about feeding themselves than buying a new house. And that moment is not going to last forever. And that's the moment where we pounce. There's no changing what's coming and what's happening right now, because the stories I'm about to share with you, none of you are seeing the benefit of that unless you invested a specific way. And now all those YouTubers out there that were telling you to buy ETFs and all this stuff because they're making money every time you registered for a new account and you put money into an account, they're going to be all wrong. And that's why I set out to show you something different, a different way of looking at finances and economics. So this chart, and I'll remind you, and if you need coaching to get you through this, I have 10 hours left of the real estate master course. And I have a video coming out later today, although it's really late, showing you what I taught my students last year and how it was completely right, and how everything they've been doing now, they've been absolutely crushing it. So if you want to go and look at that, there's 12 hours left. Every course I've ever done on real estate, including every course on real estate I do in the future, all for one price, including monthly group coaching calls through next June. So when we talked about the government having $1 trillion they printed out of thin air in 100 days, this is where we're at now. The U.S. national debt has increased by $473 billion over the last 3 weeks. It now stands at $35.8 trillion. That's now $103,700 of debt for every American, not every immigrant, not every illegal immigrant. But this is to show you right now, right before the election, what they are doing to print and forgive people's student debt, to pay for illegal immigrants to be here illegally, to work in factories and have lots of money put on their EBT cards, to fund social programs that are designed to get people to vote the government's way. And when I'm talking about the government, I'm talking about a machine, all right? And what it is a money printing machine. So this is a chart going back to October of 2023, exactly a year. Look at the money printing that's been going on, but this is what you need to realize. This spike right here prior to the election. And you know where a lot of that's going, I believe? It's going to pay Google, Facebook, all kinds of platforms to advertise for specific ways to vote yourself prosperity. That's my personal opinion. Now, we're going to go over these stories, but as I'm going over the stories, I want you to think of all the money that was just printed. Almost $500 billion in less than a month, okay? To get you to believe something that is not true. This is absolutely not a joke. And I want to ask you this. Type 1 if you've been getting ready for this. I ask this question a lot, but people that are new to the channel And I thank everybody the channel's been exploding lately. People subscribing, sharing the videos, signing up for the newsletters because they know that not everyone can even hit the thumbs up now on this channel for a specific reason. But type 1, if you've been getting ready for this. Type 2, if you think it's sort of selfish to prepare for a crash ahead because you'd be taking advantage of other people losing their homes or losing their jobs. I want to hear from, there's some people that really believe that that's just a mad, mean thing to do. So then here's the question I have for you, because someone's going to type 2. Someone has that sympathetic ear, right? Type 3, if you would agree that you should be the one to prepare for this and take advantage of these losses instead of the government or a hedge fund, because that's what they want to do. They want to make every single one of you a renter. They want to make every single one of you a slave, and they are slowly doing that. And if that doesn't fire you up, I don't know what will. Shoot, throw me a fire emoji if that fires you up. So here's the stories. And I've got 3, and I believe them to be extremely important. So, there's so much going on. All right, jobless claims. This is what we've got going on right now. Continuing jobless claims jumped to 3-year highs. Now, we just came off of a day where the government said, hey, we screwed up. There's so many jobs, it's crazy. So, as a matter of fact, we're going to change the prior 2 months, and there's more jobs back then too. And I told you this was going to happen about 8 months ago. I said the Dems are going to lie through their teeth right before the election and say everything's great. Bidenomics worked when they absolutely didn't. I just showed you a chart of the national debt exploding because of money being printed out of nowhere. But the government saying, oh no, this is great. Everything's great. Everything is awesome. Where they actually got caught last spring lying and over-exaggerating by 800,000 new jobs that were never created. They were completely lies. It says initial jobless claims tumbled last week from 242 to 227 as the impact of Hurricane Helene starts to fade from the benefits rolls. It says here, as North Carolina claims fell back, however, continuing jobless claims rose 1.897 million Americans, which is the highest since November of 2021. Continuing jobless claims. And I want to remind you, if you stay unemployed for a while and you're still on that list of jobless claims, at a certain point, you just fall off. The government changed it to where you're like, nah, you know what? That person just doesn't want to work. He doesn't want to work. Yeah, sure, he's been unemployed for a long time. Let's just take him off because he's obviously too lazy to even keep applying. So they just take it off, okay? And like I showed you in that chart of almost half a trillion dollars being printed in the last 3 weeks to hide all of this. And I've told you, I talk to people. I know it sounds crazy. I'm just a dude with a brock and a dream, right? I drink cheap McDonald's coffees. I'm just an entrepreneur. I was just a firefighter for 26 years. What do I know, right? I started a YouTube channel. I want to work harder than anyone in this business, and the views explode, and all of a sudden people in high levels of not only the government, but in corporate America start contacting me. I vet who they are, and they're sharing things with me like, you will not believe what's happening. Our banks are being told by the Fed, do not take write-downs. You can't. We'll give you a lifeline. You gotta wait. We've gotta wait. They're pushing off the greatest collapse since the Great Depression till after this election. And the question is, are you going to get ready for this? Or are you going to sit on the sidelines and watch? Hey, I saw that crazy dude with the stupid hair talking about you should probably buy gold when it was, what, $1,400. You should probably buy Bitcoin when it was $3,000. Well, you know what the good news is? I did. And that's good news for me. As a matter of fact, type I did if you're one of those people that did it. I bought silver. I bought some gold. I bought Bitcoin. You know what's really cool? The cool kids laugh at people like you, and you're just absolutely crushing it. You are absolutely crushing it. And I'd rather be friends with someone like you that take a little risk and go, you know, I don't think that the media is telling me the truth. You know, and I'm not going to be a moron and just follow all the morons off the cliff. I'm going to get ready for this. And it has been an amazing change in my life to help people sort of see the light and go crush it. I'm one of the people that have been mocked and made fun of. I was mocked and made fun of the day I left the fire station. They never asked. They're like, How did he just walk away from his retirement with only 2 years left? Yeah, well, maybe it's because all those things I was telling you since the year 2000 or 1999 were coming true and I prepared for it. That's the truth. So here, jobless claims are exploding, right? So it says here, so take your pick. Cut rates because of soaring, continuing jobless claims, or hold as initial jobless claims revert back toward multi-year lows? That's a great question. Well, let's dive into the next story and tell everyone how actually horrible it is. So it says here, attention cash-strapped Americans. Goldman reaffirms Walmart offers the best grocery deals. Now check this story out. This is interesting. We'll only breeze through it. Goldman analysts revealed that Walmart continues to lead retailers in offering consumers the most competitive grocery prices. And that's important, right? Even though the price is up, people are now changing from one store going to another, like from Target to Walmart. And they're both woke, don't get me wrong, but they got to feed their family and they only have so much money, right? While Whole Foods remains the most expensive option, I can't believe anyone shops at Whole Foods. Call it Whole Paycheck. Type Whole Paycheck down if you believe that. It says the report also includes updates on holiday meal preparations as retailers consumer insights from data firm 100X. This story goes on to tell you how people are strapped and having a hard time. I'm sitting with a buddy, it's a subscriber. He's a successful entrepreneur. He owns 3 companies. He owns a construction company that's just killing it. He owns not a food truck company, but he builds these custom food trailers for entrepreneurs to go and sell tacos and stuff. Freaking awesome. He's got a restaurant and the guy's a youth pastor. Yeah, man, I look at him and I'm like, how are you doing it? And he has lots of kids. Awesome. He's killing it, right? But he's telling me, he was telling me about a dream he had, a prophetic dream the other night. And it's lining up completely with what's going on in the channel. And I show him Facebook because he's showing the dream was how all these people, these wealthy people were selling things to a pawn shop. And the pawn shops were so full. And I showed him just the front page of Facebook Marketplace. Because I asked him like, hey, have you been on Marketplace lately? He's like, I don't know what that is. And I click on it and it's all high-end cars, high-end like collectibles, baseball cards, high-end stereo systems. I'm like, look, I've been in this business, flipping things since the mid-90s. I've never seen it this bad. This is way better than 2008. But what's crazy is because of this insane money printing, all right, what you just saw, I showed you that chart where money printing has gone so parabolic in the last 4 weeks. What's happening is you already have the same amount of homes being sold, which is nothing, as 2008. You already have the same amount of car sales going on as what we saw in the lows of 2010. You see all of these horrible things where back in the past, during the last 2 corrections, the dot-com crash and the Great Recession, those lows came in after everyone figured it out. Oh, we're in a recession? Yeah, the government told us, that one agency, it says, hey guys, everyone, we evaluated the past and we're screwed. Yeah, we're actually there. So in the past, those lows hit. Those lows are hitting right now, but you don't see it because of all these social programs that are going on. And that is about to turn off. When the social programs shut off, and I'm telling you, we're calling them entitlements. Remember, the government will have to step back from entitlements because we're going to move into hyperinflation next, but not in housing. Please get that. If you aren't ready for this, hedge funds are going to use albeit the hedge funds are going to dramatically slow down their purchasing of homes. They already have, because you're not going to have the money to put into your 401k. So immediately, what is going to happen after the recession is announced? Everyone is going to pull back the amount that they're putting into their retirements. It happens every cycle. Then that means the hedge funds have less of your money to steal your house with. So that will drop dramatically. And you're going to see hedge funds starting to close up and private equity because lending is going to go to almost nothing, but it'll still be there. That's why I prepared people to learn how to take out mortgages and have banks lining up to give you money when they're not giving it to anyone else because you prepared your balance sheet properly. You know the ratios. You know how these companies tick. You're going to be able to walk in and haul butt through this process and you're going to crush it. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want to be the only person sitting there on YouTube going, hey, look, I just got this loan. Look, I got this house for half price and you guys are barely feeding yourself. That's not going to be a fun place. I want 1 million of you ready for this. And I already know because of my coaching calls how many people we got going right now, and they're absolutely crushing it. Matter of fact, I just got a text from one of you right now because I'm flying out to Houston to go sit down with one of the biggest foreclosure attorneys in the area with him, and we're going to see the truth about what Fannie and Freddie are hiding. You will not. Here we go. Sorry, I'm getting fired up. Type 10 if this is a good thing. It's a good thing to get fired up. I'd be typing 10 because once you get that fire in your gut, you're never going to know how truly successful you're going to be during a crash. Most people don't get that. And I'm about to teach something and release something in 2 or 3 weeks. We are hauling butt to do it. I started my own company just to specifically invest a different way that very few people even knows it exists, and anyone on earth can do it. Anyone on earth can invest in America in this one specific realm that actually very few people know. And I was getting so screwed over buying courses for no joke. I just paid $2,000 a while back for a course in this topic where they go, oh wait, you want that information? Well, you got to pay an extra $2,000. And I sat back and I got fired up. I'm like, you know what, you guys, you want to screw me over? Well, guess what? You ain't going to screw over tens of thousands of people because I'm about to snap back and show everybody something for the lowest price ever. And that's how I do. That's my brand. So here we go. Sorry, I'm all over the map. And thank you to everybody that's been subscribing to the newsletter, because I don't use it to sell. I don't even advertise on the newsletter. I don't sell the emails. The only reason I do it is because the algo doesn't want to push out these videos. And so they want to take away your subscribe button and your thumbs up for a lot of people, even my dad. My dad has been unsubscribed so many times, it's crazy, right? And he goes, we started this email only to every day push out all the content I push out on all these different platforms. And you'll see on some of these other platforms why I can share something I can't share here. It says here, the largest study ever on UBI, Universal Basic Income, that's what this video is about, right? Was just conducted. And in the 2020 election, an interesting candidate made his way onto the scene for the Democratic Party's presidential nomination, Andrew Yang. Yang made a splash in particular for his promise to give everybody $1,000. That's what the Dems want to do. They want to buy your vote and slowly enslave you, build a wall up around you, and then lock the door and throw away the key. Remember the Dems that have big houses like in San Francisco, Pelosi with a big wall around it, but she wouldn't want the last president, Trump, to build a wall. Do you remember that? Seriously. How exciting. You know what's cool? I'm not even fired up because I'm pissed. I'm fired up because I just want to wake up more people. Think about this. You've got right now K-pop running on all these platforms trying to convince people to vote for her based off of what the last president actually did. She didn't do any of that during vice president. Her cohort, the babbling moron, and I say babbling moron as an insult because he's a bad person, and he's been a bad person ever since he started Congress or in the government as like one of the youngest people ever in Congress. He's a bad person. He does bad things to young children. It's been caught on tape. You know, there's some people, they're libtards, they can't get past the one and only thing Donald Trump ever said on a bus as he was recorded, like a hidden camera, like coerced into it, right? Not coerced, but even the firefighters like, I can't believe you said that. I'm like, you kidding me? I've lived with you. I know what you say like every day when a lady walks by. And they all shut up because they know exactly that I'm right. And I go, so you got videotapes of the current dude touching young children inappropriately. You could probably see why I need to start a newsletter, because the algo's like, shut up, ninja. But it's the truth. And the truth will set you free. It'll set our country free when we vote for the right people. It'll set your finances free when you invest in the right things at the right time. It will set your family free when all of a sudden you're not in the bondage of lies. Anyway, going back to UBI, Andrew Yang's campaign strategy took a similar approach to Trump's 2016 campaign in hyper-focusing on one single issue. For Trump, the single issue was immigration. Weird. For Yang, that issue was universal basic income. Weird. One guy's like, hey, you know, if we keep letting people in, it's going to destroy jobs and it's going to cost the government lots of money, which is going to be bad. The other guy's like, hey, let's just give everybody money. And now you've got a presidential campaign running on, hey, we want to just be like diversity. Let's just give everybody money. It's like you're taking money from hardworking blue collar Americans. And you're actually now robbing money from white collar Americans that are going, well, screw this. I'm just going to split up my company or do something totally different. This is insane. Yang's version of UBI was alluring in its simplicity, every person in the country would receive a nice round $1,000 per month. You know what's funny is the K-pop is out there saying, hey, if you're a black male, I'll give you 20 grand. I got to buy your vote. These black men just sit there and woke up one day and went, dude, this is not what I want for my country, for my family, for me. I'm not doing this. I'm voting the other way. I freaking love it because the Dems have went after certain ethnic groups because of their past not being as educated as other groups because of just the pure statistics and truth. And now what's awesome is I don't care what color you are, what race you are, you're all on YouTube or you're on X, you're trying to figure out the truth and you're figuring it out really quick. Praise God. Do me a favor. Hashtag your race right down below. Let's piss off the algorithm because they're going to find a lot of Black Americans. They're going to find a lot of Hispanic Americans watching videos like this going, heck yeah, I'm proud to be an American. I'm Hispanic American. I'm Black American. And we're going to crush it. And we're voting this way. We don't want this anymore. Just watch down below. This is freaking epic. Humans are coming together because they're faced with so many lies. And I want you to be so ready for this. I want to film you everywhere I go in the country. You're about to meet two in the next probably 4 weeks. You're going to meet two subscribers that started watching this channel, and they've been out investing and getting ready for this crash, but they're investing, like I said, in this weird different way, and they are crushing it. And I get to help them blow up their own personal business and brand. You're going to see it in 4 weeks. And this is what I want to do. I want to help people that just all of a sudden went, hey, this ain't right. I'm going to do something a little different. And they're absolutely dominating it. So we could show you how to go and dominate it yourself. All right, here we go. What's UBI? We already know what that crap is. It says here, first, the issue it did is it made recipients poorer. Overall, the transfers led to a reduction in annual total individual income of about $1,500 in our main survey measure compared to the control group. It says people worked less, about 1.3 hours per week less, and stayed unemployed for longer. Why? Because they're being given money. You don't feed the bears. Why? Because the bears just come back for more food. They go, why do I got to scavenge when this dude's just giving me a picnic basket? It's like Yogi Bear, yo boo boo. All we got to do is sit around and get the food. This is like a cartoon. But the Democrats, they know the end. They don't care because on the backside, they're robbing you blind. This is what's going on. They're taking your tax money and spending it on themselves. All right. Hey, can I ask you guys a question? Type 100 if you agree. It should be criminal that Congress get car service to be driven around, like limousine service, out of your tax dollars. Do you agree with that? They should not be driven around in limousines. They're not that important. All they got to do is read bills, come up with laws, enforce laws, and make our country more prosperous. But they're doing the opposite. They're sitting around going to fancy dinners during COVID, not wearing masks when they tell you to. Oh, crap. Oh, that really happened. Oh, but good news, like in California, mask season again. Mask up. Mask up. Not only did recipients work less, this happened to other adult members of the household as well. Unemployment duration increased by 1.1 months for recipients. But did people use the time to find a better job? It doesn't seem like it. It says recipients appear to be more selective in their applications. But the authors say, based on their survey measurements, we do not see much in the way of differences in the types of jobs participants applied for, and the results do not support any changes in quality of employment. So you see, UBI doesn't work. And right now, the government's printing money at excessive levels to get you to believe that everything's okay until they find out that the American people woke the freak up. And they're not voting for prosperity. They're voting for the hard road, the road that's going to clear a path for you and I as tax-paying American citizens to be able to be great again. You know, the greatest generation of all time was great because they stood up in the face of adversity and hard times and they did something great. They worked hard. And we need to get back to that. But remember, being great doesn't happen during good times. Great men are made during hard times. The question is up to you. Are you going to get ready? Or are you going to sit on the sidelines and watch? If you want to invest in real estate and learn all these things, I have a video coming out later today. To make sure you get it, please sign up for the newsletter. Although it may be too late by then for the message. I want you to be successful. And you've either got to commit or sit on the sidelines. So type which one. Are you going to sit on the sidelines or are you going to commit? I've got, there's like 11 hours left or 10 hours left of the Real Estate Master Course offer. It's the last time we're offering it this year because my big idea, I've been working my tail off and it's very stressful. And this project's going to take me 4 to 5 months to finish. But I am going to show you how to do something that even Mr. Ford did during the Great Depression and made millions and millions of dollars. So many people invested this way during a crash. And what's coming this spring is going to blow your mind. And I'm going to be on top of it reporting. The only question is, are you going to be ahead of it and investing that way? Like I told people about gold, silver, and Bitcoin a long time ago. This opportunity is bigger than that. Links down below if you want to see it. There's like, I don't know, 10 hours left. Economic Ninja is out.